Hello, if you're new here, I'm a year-round resident on Mackinac Island, and we have a lot of poo on the island because we don't have cars, and so everything is run by horses and bicycles. So I also am a native to Michigan. If you have never had Verner's, this is a Michigan original from 1866. It says authentic, bold flavor. It's spicy. It's a ginger soda. It's really good. This was not the diet version, but as a kid, if you had an upset stomach, Verner's. If you weren't feeling good, Verner's. Like, this was medicinal back in the day. We're talking 80s, 1980s. Okay, anyways, back to the poo. Let's talk horse poo. All right. In the summer, during the tourist season, May to October, there are 500 plus horses on the island. That's a lot of horse shit, okay? The way poop got cleaned up during that time was that there are workers assigned to different sections of the street all downtown. And their job, 12 hours a day, is to shovel manure and take it off the road. And then every night, probably around, I think it was like, by the time they came past where I live, it was about 10:45, 11 p.m. A huge hose is connected to a fire hydrant, and the whole, all the downtown from the Grand Hill down to the docks is washed with water to get rid of horse urine as well. Because as you can imagine, 500 horses make a big mess. Now, it's the off season, so most of the horses are wintering off island. It is easier to feed them off island. And there are 30 to 40 horses still living on the island that will run operations with, just less need for more horses. So there's less of that. There's less horse crap all over the roads. It's still there and it's going to accumulate. I'm not sure how frequently they clean it up during the off season before the snow. That's a really good question. I haven't seen anybody, but that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. And then on the back part of the island where it's more of the state park and residential homes back there, that part of the island gets cleaned up, not with a person doing a pooper scooper, but there's like a literal machine that attaches to a horse, to a couple of horses and a driver. And it's a machine, a street sweeping machine essentially. But I don't think that's running right now. I don't know, because I don't do that as a job, so I couldn't tell you those details. Other people probably could. But I can tell you, once it starts snowing, the poop removal doesn't happen because snow. Not that I'm aware of. Now I'm thinking, because it's not like we have just like brown snow, but snow in the spring when things begin to thaw and melt, and it can be muddy in the spring. The streets will start getting cleaned again regularly. There is a really good system in place to keep the streets clean because there are so many horses. And we live here, and riding your bikes in frozen horse manure is not cool. The roads need to be cleaned. Not super random fact about last winter. Last winter really sucked when it came to the snow. There wasn't enough snow for us to consistently run our snowmobiles. It would snow a ton, and we would for a few days have this incredible snow, and then it would get really warm and melt. And that was horrible because it would melt and then be like this weird slushy ice and then refreeze and not smooth at all, really difficult to ride your bikes. But oftentimes horse turds would also freeze. And so that made it really complicated to bike. So yeah, flinging frozen horse turds as you're riding your bike or falling and face planting in some, not ideal. But yeah, it gets cleaned up. That's not an issue. There's a system.